Hi, I'm Jessica Gregory, and this is my EcoBuzz. Welcome to another episode of the Know Your Water series. We're going to talk about why frozen water is important. That is, why snow and ice are actually beneficial to natural communities. Feel free to grab an extra blanket or a warm beverage in case you get a little chilly. While many of us tend to huddle indoors and do our best to avoid the colder weather, this change in seasons is actually incredibly necessary for natural communities. This is a time when metabolism and activity slows, and is a time for nature to rest and repair itself as it prepares for another season of growth. Snow cover is insulating to the ground. In the Arctic, it prevents degradation of the permafrost, the permanently frozen ground, and in so doing, it prevents the release of carbon stored in the ground into the atmosphere. In temperate and northern regions, snow cover protects soil microbial communities from experiencing drastic temperature fluctuations. Healthy soil equals healthy forests and crops. Other living things benefit from the ice and snow too. Cold water fish thrive because their predators are slowed by the lower temperatures, and the ice provides a natural protective barrier. You might even say they're happy swimming in the warmer water that sinks below the ice of frozen lakes and ponds. Some types of brown algae, like these diatoms, also perform better in colder weather because during the summer season, they're outcompeted by their green and blue-green algal counterparts. The sun still shines even in winter, so these algae are able to maintain some level of metabolic activity. But what about all the plants that appear to just die off every year when winter hits? Can the cold be beneficial for them too? While on the surface it appears that nothing is happening, even plants make the most of winter. Deciduous trees drop their leaves, but not before checking their pockets. Plants conserve energy by storing and reusing leftover nutrients. Winter is also a rare opportunity for plant cells to repair damages and rid themselves of pathogens. Another component is that many seeds require periods of cold temperatures in order to germinate in the spring. This is known as cold stratification. Remember that as you look forward to the beautiful blooms of spring. And we can't forget about the fruit trees, especially here in Michigan. Fruit crops must undergo uninterrupted periods of chilling where temperatures have to remain below a certain level for many days before they're able to produce fruit during the next growing season. The length of chilling time needed differs by fruit type. Peach trees, for instance, have a shorter chilling period, so are less tolerant of prolonged frigid weather. Apples and cherries actually require more chilling, so they're common farther north. Midwinter warm-ups negatively affect a plant's accumulated chill hours. And finally, being in Michigan, we can't talk about the importance of frozen water without a discussion of ice cover on the Great Lakes. Ice on the big lakes has a major impact on economy, transportation, and recreation. The amount of ice cover on the Great Lakes can drastically impact our weather patterns too. If water temperatures remain warmer late into the fall, ice formation is stalled, which allows water to continue evaporating from the lakes as it does during the spring and summer months. In the winter, though, when air temperatures are cold, this evaporation can mean lots more precipitation over land in the form of lake effect snow. Water's evaporation into the air is actually considered by some to be one of the most important physical pressures affecting water levels in the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes can lose half an inch of water in a single day from their surface area due to evaporation. That's about 20 times as much water as what flows over Niagara Falls in one day. There is a fragile balance between evaporation and ice cover, though. Less ice cover leads to more evaporation, which could result in long-term declines in water levels if the losses aren't recouped by additional precipitation. All of the Great Lakes together saw over 70% declines in ice coverage between 1973 and 2010, and that average continues to decline, although individual years can be highly variable. Climate warming is actually partly to blame for these changes in winter ice cover. That's right, I just said warming in the dead of winter. But by mitigating that warming, we're actually stewarding our water resources so that they'll stick around for a while. Thanks for coming along with me on this chilly walk today. Be safe in the snow, and remember that frozen water does have its uses after all. I hope you'll join me again next time. Until then, happy naturing. Have a topic you'd like to help others learn more about? Become a My EcoBuzz sponsor and help define the message in one of my videos. Learn more about video sponsorship at www.myecobuzz.org.